to the Ultraflex Football podcast, where we have fun with our friends while we talk about football and anything else we want to talk about. Ha ha ha. I'm your host, Anthony Sutton. With me, as always, is Rob Green
Hope you're all awake. If you weren't, you are now.
and Ryan Wheeler.
That was very robotic and beautiful, Anthony.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You should start everyone like that. I liked it. And you sound kind of like a nerd, and we're kind of nerdy sometimes, so I like it. You're shy.
You're kind of
Where's your
nerdy.
hat today?
I don't know, but it's a mess. I got a new setup here. It's just a mess over here. Don't even bother. It's just a mess.
Okay.
We got
Just
a new
noticed
we got new podcast art, a new, what do they call that, cover art logo. Yeah. And we're all, well, you guys are supposed to be the Buffaloes, and you're both wearing backwards hats. I made sure to put that in there. So, way to let down, Tony. All I gotta do is be shirtless and have one nipple, because that's what it shows on the. I don't know if you guys noticed that. There's only one nipple on the Titan, dude.
He lost it in battle, you know.
I'd rather have a backwards hat than one nipple hanging out the entire show.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm not even worried about the nipple. It's just like uncomfortable having one nipple hanging out.
It probably would. Yeah, you know when you're like outside.
So he's not missing a nipple. There's just one showing.
No, he's definitely missing a nipple.
Oh, he is missing one. Okay.
It's not just one showing. He's missing the other one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's enough nipple talk for us.
Boobies.
So to get away from the nipples, this week we have the Goo Goo Dolls. Album is Dizzy Up the Girl. I didn't catch what year that was. Did you guys happen to see that?
I think it was 98.
Yeah.
1998. So we're going to do what we do. We're going to get our song titles into the episode, and if we don't, then we have to do a whole album by ourselves next week and screw the other two over. So my song titles are Dizzy, Slide, Broadway, and January Friend. Rob, what you got?
Well, at least you got one that was more than one word. I got Black Balloon, Bulletproof, Am I Gone, and All Eyes on Me.
I've got Full Forever, Broadway, Iris, Extra Pale, and Hate This Place. So it'll be fun to get all these in. And then while we're doing that, we're going to talk about some football. So let's go to football talk.
Wait, in case you noticed or picked up, Tony also has Broadway. We both have Broadway because on the album it says acoustic number 3. So he's got the acoustic version. So you have to say Broadway in a very acoustic way, whatever that means.
Got it.
Football segment, go.
I don't know. I'm struggling. I got a new computer, so if you're watching this, I look extra pale, and I do not enjoy it. But anywho, let's go into week 4 games. Last week, biggest game of the week, in our opinion, and probably in the league, was the Bills and the Dolphins, and we'll talk about the Titans and the Bengals after that. So Rob was at the game. Let him start it off. What'd you see? What'd you like? How was the atmosphere? Go.
Is a black balloon like a white flag? Because that's what the Dolphins were waving come the third quarter. Total domination by the Bills. That's what I saw. The crowd was electric. The team was pumped up. It was great. Great atmosphere.
Was Hamlin announced pregame? Was he like the last one announced or whatever?
No, they apparently. My brother-in-law told me this. They are not announcing individual players for the Bills this year at home games, so they just all come out as a team. They don't announce anybody. So no, they did not announce it.
I feel like a missed opportunity there.
I don't know if it's like a unity, like a team unity thing or what, but either way, the crowd was loudest I've heard it.
Any and I'll ask Ryan in a second, but any key takeaways from your seats up there? Just continuing domination of the O-line and D-line, or Allen and Diggs, or all of the above?
All of the above for that game. There really wasn't a whole lot to complain about. Obviously, the Trey White injury sucked. Seeing him throw his helmet in frustration after getting hurt was hard to see, especially after just getting back off the ACL. But on the positive end, I think the Bills dominated both ends, offense and defensive lines, which is nice to see because the last couple of years they've never really seemed to get both going at the same time.
Ryan, any takeaways from the Bills and Dolphins before we jump over to the Titans?
The most memorable part of that game for me was the gut-wrenching feeling that you got when Trey White went down and you see him just pounding the ground. He throws his helmet. That whole scene was like tragic, honestly. Like the guy just got back and he was playing good again.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. What did they show on TV? Did they show like all the players lined up?
Yes, they showed.
Yeah.
Everyone started going over to
That's
him.
how we
And
knew
once
it
you
was
see
like
that,
something's that's not good.
yeah, that was awful. I think the Bills did a great job of getting Tua off his first read, and I think that Tua was kind of a read it and rip it like right away first read kind of quarterback, and that's the scheme that he's in because they want him to get the ball out of his hands fast. The Bills did a great job of minimizing that. I think he went.
They figured it out after a couple drives, right? I mean, it started out looking like it was going to be a high-scoring affair. I mean, it still was 48-20, but I wasn't sure if either defense could stop the other team for a while.
Yeah, what I get from, I think they dropped him down to like only hitting his first read 50-something% of the time. But what I get from that game is I wonder if other defenses are going to adopt what the Bills did. I think they used their motions instead of the Dolphins being able to, use that quick motion and catching the defenses off guard. I think the Bills were kind of letting that quick motion show them where the play was going. And that's why they were able to cut off the first read most of the time, or half the time. So I think that the Bills might have just put a blueprint out there for other teams to follow. And if that's true, I can't wait to see what happens moving forward with the Dolphins, see if they're going to be a little less explosive. Well, they'll probably still be explosive, but maybe won't put up as many points.
I was going to say, you think the Giants can replicate that? A lot of the old
not
Bills
the
coaches and management there, but I don't know.
Not the Giants.
I hope not. I picked the Dolphins in my survivor pool this week because I feel like they're going to bounce back. And I feel like they also, I think McDaniel even admitted after the game, I think they abandoned the run too soon. But I guess when you get down, 31-14 pretty quickly, then
31-14 halftime.
Yeah, you probably almost feel like you have to. So I think my biggest takeaway, and Rob kind of hinted on it, but it was just Allen. I think that was his best game maybe ever, but definitely since the injury last year. So if he can continue to play like that, the Bills will be hard to beat. But
did you guys see the stat that Allen has now 5 AFC Player of the Weeks against the Dolphins?
Yeah, 5 of
his 11 career are against the Dolphins.
Call him daddy.
Yeah, he just goes off. Switch over to the. I was going to try to fit in a word there, but it just didn't work. So I just just go. Titans Bengals. I know we're about to pick some games here in a little bit. Rob and I got that one wrong. I thought Burrow was finally going to show up, and I don't know if it was Burrow. I don't know if the Titans defense, which Ryan's been talking about for a while now, but it was a blowout. It wasn't even close. Ryan, what'd you think?
I totally called it, guys. I said I'm 100% picking the Titans, and I'll never switch off anything. I mean, I was a little bit skeptical, but I did stick with my boys, and they got me the win. So that was really exciting. Burrow is just a standing duck. He can't do anything. He just stands there. His offensive line's collapsing.
There's a first-read quarterback for you right now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And
he's definitely not doing any musicals on Broadway, if you know what I'm saying.
No, Broadway's not in his future.
Let's go.
Yes. Cross that one off. I completely lost my train of thought. But when you have the middle of your pocket collapsing the way the Titans are able to do that with Jeffrey Simmons and Denico Autry, they're Tier Tart, their defensive line, interior defensive line is just, it's very good. And when Burrow can't move around and he's got pressure in his face right away, and the outsides were collapsing too, his tackles weren't doing a great job. I mean, what can you do? And offensively, the Titans actually finally figured out what they were doing. Their play action was actually quite effective, whereas up till that game, I don't know if it was the offensive coordinator, it was Tannehill having a hard time reading defenses. I think he's getting into his groove. That was one of Tannehill's better games. So it's exciting as a Titans fan because you see a glimmer of hope. But this is what the Titans do. They give you that glimmer of hope, and then they go play something like the Broncos, and they get just walloped. and you just sit there, hold it. Like, what's going
They
on?
got one of those games coming up this week, potentially.
Yeah.
Colts.
We'll talk about that more in a second. But just quickly, the other team in that conversation was the Bengals. Obviously, like at what point? Who do they play this week?
Cardinals.
If you lose to the Cardinals,
to the
do you start?
Cardinals.
Yeah. Well, I guess my original question would be: at what point do you get rid of Higgins? Like as soon as you're out of the playoffs, or because you have to trade him, right? You can't just let him walk. He's not coming back.
And then the Titans.
You would think there's probably, I mean, they can get a third round compensatory pick, right, for letting him walk because he'll get a big enough contract. The problem with that is it's not going to be until the 2025 draft. So you would think they could at least get a third round pick in the 24 draft, which would mean, you'd want to trade him if your season's over. But I guess we'll see. I mean, the team that picks him up is going to have to pay him a lot of money too. So that might limit the pool on potential teams.
The down here in the Carolinas, it's obviously been rumored that they're bought into Young and want to go all in there. And David Tepper, their owner, has a bajillion dollars, so he's willing to pay for someone. So we'll see what happens there. But this is the week that we're going to keep this around 30 minutes. So with that being said, do you have any other week 2 takeaways? I just want one while you guys think if you have any others. We're a quarter into the season, I guess, kind of, which you can't really have a quarter now with 17 games, but it feels like there's 6 teams. I know we talked about this in our group chat that can win the Super Bowl, and there's 3 in the AFC and 3 in the NFC. It's the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Chiefs, and the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the 49ers, and it felt like there would be 15 teams that could win it coming into the season, and that shrank pretty quick.
I don't understand why you left the Titans out, but I mean, that's fine. I personally don't think that the Eagles have it this year. I would leave them off the list, but if you're going to add them, I think you have to add, like Rob said, they're pretty comparable. It feels like to the Ravens this year. So if you're going to add the Eagles, you should add the Ravens to for the AFC. But
the Chiefs might not be a bulletproof pick for the AFC this year either. They've been struggling a little bit. The Jets gave them a game.
Yeah, they're only in that conversation out of respect for Mahomes.
It's Mahomes. It's all Mahomes, right? And Kelsey, I guess.
It's easy to say after coming off of last week, just as it was easy to say after the Dolphins won by 50, but it looks like the Bills have one of the best rosters in the league. The only other team that I think is close is the 49ers, and the 49ers might have a better roster. I mean, they're pretty loaded too. So, we'll see what happens. You guys have anything else for last week before we pick some games?
Nah,
nope.
Man, I'm good.
All good here.
Let's pick some games. Last week was another good week for the 3 of us. Rob won back-to-back weeks. Again, he had 12. Again, I had 11, and Ryan went from 9 to 10. So, I mean, I guess Ryan was the quote-unquote loser, but if you're getting 10 right, I mean, like, that's still a heck of a picking.
Solid.
So, we'll have to add these up for a season total at some point. But I'll switch it over to Rob, and you can lead us through.
Probably almost time to do a total season running total. I haven't done that yet, but all eyes on me going for the 3-peat here, 3 in a row. Full disclosure, we're doing this episode on Thursday night, and I have already looked at the score of the Thursday night game, which I don't know if you guys have, but the Bears are currently winning 7-0. So Bears at Commanders is our first pick. I don't know if that affects anyone's pick.
I'm still going Commanders.
What was the order? Me second.
It was
right?
Tony, Rob, Ryan.
Yeah, I'll go Bears.
Yeah, I'll go Commanders.
I'm definitely taking advantage of the 7-point cushion there. I don't even care. I'll admit it. Next up, the London game, Jaguars at Bills.
It feels like, and I hope I'm wrong, Allen's due for a turnover game, but I feel like it doesn't even matter at this point. I feel like the Bills are just better than the Jags, and they end up winning the game. I have no idea what the spread is.
I can tell you if you want, because it's not one of the 3. I don't know if Ryan wants to hear it before he makes his pick or not.
I don't need to know it to get my pick.
Okay, well, I'm taking the Bills no matter what. So give me the
So
Bills.
am
The
I.
Bills are -5.5 in this game. All right.
Gotta
next
wait
up.
till January, friend, before Allen has one of those turnover games against the Titans in the playoffs.
That could be like I think their last game of the year is in January. That's fine. They'll already have clinched the division by then. Titans at Colts.
I went against the Titans last week. I will not make the same mistake. I'll think that their defense gives AR problems, so I'll go Titans.
I'm very interested to hear Ryan's pick in this one because he's a big Anthony Richardson fan, but I'm gonna go Titans too.
Unfortunately for them, it's not the Anthony Richardsons; it's the Colts. So I'm gonna go Titans.
The clean sweep of the Bills and Titans this week. That definitely can't end disastrously.
Love to see it.
Saints at Patriots.
I hate this game. I hate this place. It's just an ugly all-around matchup. I'll take the home team, Patriots.
I also hate this game, but give me the Saints.
Give me the Patriots.
I don't like it. Ravens at Steelers.
Ravens. Steelers offense is bad.
Yeah, Ravens.
I know the Steelers offense is bad, but these two teams always play each other well. It's just I'm gonna go. Oh, I don't like it. I'm gonna go Steelers though.
All right. Texans at Falcons. A lot of close games this week, it feels like.
Yeah, I just want the Falcons to trade for a quarterback. I'll go Texans. I think Stroud's playing legit right now.
I'm going to go Falcons because I bet on the Titans to win the division, and I want them to take first place this week.
I'm also going to go Falcons. I think they're just a better team right now, minus quarterback. But I think Bijan might have a 200-yard game.
Yeah, I saw the Texans are struggling against the run, and the Falcons want to run the ball.
They always struggle against the run.
Falcons, big Bijan, maybe even an Algier game. Panthers at Lions. Next up.
Panthers are bad. I'm going Lions.
They got to win eventually, though, right? Not this week, though. Give me the Lions.
I'll take the Lions.
Giants at Dolphins.
I kind of already hinted at this one when I said I picked the Dolphins for my survivor, so I'm going Dolphins. I think they bounce back.
Dolphins.
Maybe there's some Dayball has had the Dolphins number as a Bills offensive coordinator, so I'll go Dolphins.
Yeah. Bengals at Cardinals.
I'm going to pick the Bengals out of respect of Joe Burrow, but if he continues to play the way he has been, this game could hurt my iris, but I'm going to go Bengals.
I'm gonna take the Bengals too. I'm gonna keep picking them and hope they keep losing.
I just want to hear Tony say, "Who's the quarterback for the Bengals again?" Can you say his name again?
Burrow?
No, his first name.
Joe?
Oh, dude, the way you said it the first time, it was like Joe. Like I wanted to make sure you didn't say your J's like a J.
Joe Burrow?
Joe.
You said Joe Burrow. I was like, dude.
I was buying time because I can think of how I could fit Iris in there.
That's like the coolest way to use a J or to sound out a J ever. J. I'm going to use that from now on. Yeah, I'm going to pick against the Joe Burrows and go with the Cardinals.
All right. Dobbs has been playing well.
That's nice. I like it. Bold. All right, next up. Eagles at Rams. Can Puka keep it going with Cup potentially coming back?
I guess I'm higher on the Eagles than maybe you guys are at the moment, so I'm going to go Eagles.
With the Rams. Let's go. Eagles are due for a loss.
I love it. I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I love it, Rob.
Jets at Broncos.
Speaking of hurting your iris, I mean, who cares, right? I'll say the Jets. They have a better defense.
Give me the Jets.
Golly. I'm going to pick the Broncos, I guess, just to be different. Got to catch up somewhere. and mustard.
See, I feel like this is where it hurts you to pick last because you try to just pick different from us.
I know.
And you pick a team you don't want to pick, and then it gets you the loss.
I don't want to pick
But I hope the
either of
Broncos
them.
win. Chiefs at Vikings.
I feel like the Vikings are just have more talent than their record shows, and Kirk Cousins is actually having a pretty good year passing. I think the Vikings win.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs on that one.
Cowboys at 49ers. Fun Sunday night game.
49ers at home.
Oh. I want to see the Cowboys win, but I'm not going to pick it. Give me the Niners. They'll bounce back later in the year. They'll beat them in the playoffs. Calling it.
I just feel like the 49ers are the best team in the league right now. I can't not pick them. I got to go 49ers.
That's kind of my logic, but I also picked the Cowboys for the Super Bowl, right? So
did I.
Yeah, we'll have them bounce back later.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. Packers at Raiders.
Yeah, another one that who cares, but Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they even said I don't even know if they said Jimmy G's playing, so give me the Packers. I'd consider the Raiders if he was, but
I always pick the Packers, so Packers.
All right. That's all she wrote there. So we'll 4 teams on a bye. So our numbers probably no matter what will be less than 12, 11, and 10 this week unless we have just a phenomenal week. So we'll see what happens there. And with that being said, we're going to go over to Stump the Rob.
I thought we did the spreads, man.
Oh, my bad.
Okay. Did Rob mute himself, or is he just...
Yeah, he did.
am I gone?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oops.
Oh, you
My
did that on
bad.
purpose. You dog. All right, spreads.
Is there special music? Oh. Man, you were already on top of it, and I messed it up.
That's all good.
Guess the spread. All right. I believe last week didn't Ryan sweep it?
I did.
Yeah, you got
did,
2 of them
yes.
spot on, right?
Yes, he did. So, let's see. No pressure. Can you do it again?
No.
We're going to your team. First game. Titans at Colts. What do you got?
Oh, my goodness. Titans at Colts. Titans Colts +1.
Okay. Anthony?
I'll say Colts -1.
Ryan's closer. It's actually Colts +2.5. So I was kind of surprised with that one because it feels like Vegas is actually giving the Titans a little bit of respect.
I like it.
So, yeah. Especially if, I don't know if they're considering Jonathan Taylor to be back. I don't know how much of the spread he affects necessarily, but
Dude, it's the
still
Titans.
thought it would be closer to a pick 'em than.
It's the Titans' run defense, though. Even if Jonathan Taylor's back, he's going to get 2 yards per carry. And
The
no
Colts
one
have
wants
been
against the
running
Titans.
really well, even with Zach Moss. So I am interested to see how.
I just
Jonathan
figured the division home team would be favored, but I mean, I guess the Titans are probably the better team, but I didn't think it was that because that's what what'd you say it was? Colts.
Colts +2.5.
So I mean, that's really what a 5.5
5.5.
point swing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all right, cool. Wheeler
All
gets another one.
Second game, Chiefs at Vikings.
I'll go first.
Yep.
Chiefs, or I guess Vikings +4, 4.5,
Oh, I was going to go
4 or
4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
Okay.
Oh no, I was gonna go 4.5. All right, I'll go 4. I guess Vikings +4.
+3.5.
Mm.
Nailed it. That line's been moving closer to the Vikings as the week's gone on. I think probably a lot of bettors seeing, the Chiefs struggle with the Jets and putting some money on the Vikings. So I don't know. I just get the feeling it's going to be a Mahomes game.
Yeah.
Last up, we're gonna do the Giants at Dolphins.
Giants at Dolphins. Wow. I can't tell if this is going to be one of those like minus 11.5s, or is it going to be like Vegas expects the Giants to bounce back because they have Dable and he did have a lot of success against them in the past. We'll go Dolphins 6.5.
I'm gonna say Dolphins minus 8.5.
Wow.
Dolphins minus 12.
Wow.
So
Man.
what does that line tell you that the Bills Giants game is going to be in a few weeks? Because the Bills were 3-point favorites over the Dolphins.
Oh no!
At least 15. Bills are going to be for Sunday Night Football in a couple weeks over the Giants.
That's crazy.
All right, Ryan got 2. Anthony got 1.
At least I didn't get swept this time.
The only one, you guys were way off on the Dolphins, but close on the other 2.
Cool. Awesome. Now I already jumped the gun, so let's get into Stump the Rob.
I jumped the gun that time.
If I don't get one this week, we got to change the name.
Oh
right.
no, it's staying. Stump the Rob. Stump the
Can I
Or
go
you guys
first?
are just doing good work.
You want to
go
go first? All right.
Yeah. All right. This quarterback was drafted in the first round. I'm not going to tell you the year because I think that makes it too easy for you. 2016 or later, so 2016 or sooner. So in the last 7 years. So quarterback drafted in the first round in the last 7 years. And so far this year, he's thrown for 794 yards.
Through 4 games.
Yep.
You can go first, Ryan, if you want, or I'll
It's
go
like
first. I don't care.
100. How many yards? 700 and
794.
oh, so like 200 yards a game. Wow. I'll go with
For comparison, Tua, Stafford, and Cousins are leading the way at roughly 1,200. So
Yeah.
about half of the leaders.
I guess I'll go with. Is this like a trick question? Is this Sam Howell?
Nope.
He was a 5th round pick.
You said a
round, right?
first. Oh, I didn't even hear that part. A first round
Yeah.
pick.
First round pick within the last 7 years. But you already guessed. We're trying to keep this around 30.
That's fine.
So was he picked in 2016 then?
No.
Okay, so you were just saying that. Okay.
I don't want to give you the exact year.
I got you. Was that your final guess for this round?
I don't get another one. Yeah, we got.
Oh, okay.
Tony said we got to move along.
Give me Mac Jones. I'll take Mac Jones.
Incorrect. Last year, he threw for 2,200 yards.
Justin Fields.
But he did miss 3 games. But again, just for comparison, Mahomes led the league at 5,200. Herbert was 4,700. Brady 4,600. So he's throwing for about less than half of what the leaders are throwing for.
I said Justin Fields.
Incorrect.
Kenny Pickett.
Incorrect. This person has never thrown for more than 3,100 yards. And he's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going into his 6th year of starting, which kind of helps you with the draft timeline. Kind of what else?
6th year.
But he's never gone over 3,100 yards.
Sam Darnold.
Daniel Jones. I don't think he's 6th year though.
He was drafted 32nd overall.
Oh. Is it Lamar?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Lamar. I was looking at.
He only ever threw for, what'd you say, 3,100?
Yeah, obviously a big portion of his game is running the ball,
Wow.
but it's hard to say don't call me a running back when you've only broken 3,000 yards passing once in your career.
Pretty crazy.
Now, that year he won the MVP, it was 3,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 INTs, and then he ran for another 1,000 yards. So I mean that's impressive. But the years after that, he's thrown for 2,700 yards and 2,800 yards, and then 2,200 yards because he missed 3 or 4 games. But still, don't call me a running back if you can't throw the ball.
I think he is still at least near the top of the league in completion percentage, though. So
far this year, yeah, I think he was like 74%. Last year, because I think you brought it up in our group chat a couple of weeks ago, but last year he ended the year at 62%, which isn't great.
Not good.
I guess when you take into consideration scheme and the fact that he is an offensive, like a weapon running the ball, probably more so than throwing the ball. And he's been hurt every year, it feels like.
I mean, he's a heck of a football player, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Rob, let's see if you can do better with mine. This is a running back.
Running backs are tough because they're...
I know. All right, here we go. In 2020, he finished as the RB7 in fantasy PPR scoring while only playing in 14 games.
Who's going first?
Tony.
3 years ago, I'll say Josh Jacobs.
No.
Damian Williams.
No. Okay.
I figure it's an obscure name.
He had, in that 2020 season, he had 240 carries for 1,070 yards, 4.46 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns, 49 receptions, and 344 yards and 3 touchdowns receiving. So he was pretty decent at receiving the ball out of the backfield, almost 50 catches.
I got to look up a list of teams here. Hopefully jog my memory a little bit.
And he's 5'9", 219. 5'9", 219 pounds.
Makes me want to say Josh Jacobs again.
Go ahead. Maybe it'll be right this time. Trying to make you dizzy here.
I will say... No, he's taller than 5'9". I'll say David Montgomery.
No.
Aaron Jones?
Who?
Aaron Jones.
No. I was going to do David Montgomery, though, so I'm glad I didn't. You would have got it right. All right, his college, Illinois State.
Isn't that where you just said Kenny Galladay went?
Are you serious? I don't know. Is it?
No, he went to
No,
Northern.
you said that last week.
Northern Illinois.
Yeah, that was Northern Illinois. This is Illinois
Still
State.
A weird, close.
Yeah. He went to Illinois State where he finished with 4,444 yards rushing and 44 touchdowns. So that's my boy because 4 is my favorite number. He really only had one good year. That's why I'm only giving you his stats for that 1 year, 2020.
Is he still active?
He's okay. How about this? He was undrafted and he's only 25 years old. He is active, yes.
Okay, I might have a guess.
You can go. I'm still rolling through teams.
James Robinson.
Yes.
Dang, that was good.
James Robinson.
I wouldn't have gotten there.
When you said, I was like, he's going to get James. Are you kidding? Josh Jacobs. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
First guess would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that would be nice.
On one like that.
Is that the Bills' third down train going off right there?
The train was going off in the distance at my house, but that's a faraway train. I'm surprised you can hear that.
That's a third down. I can't wait to
pretty
go
much is, right, exact sound.
I'll be full forever whenever I go to a Bills game again. I had to sneak that in at the end, but that's all we wrote. Trying to again keep this around 30 minutes, so it's nice and easy to listen to. I got all my songs in there at the very, very end. Did you guys get yours in?
Snuck in a late one. I did get mine in.
Cool. But yeah, that's it. So we got the Bills playing the Jags Sunday morning. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the game over some nice coffee or a mimosa or Bloody Mary, whatever the drink of choice is. And I'll be driving back from a wedding Sunday morning, the wedding Saturday night in Georgia. We're leaving at 5 a.m. to watch the game, so they better win. But thanks for listening this week, and go Bills.
Go Titans.
Go Bills.
What's up, Ultraflexers? Thank you for listening to our show. We appreciate all of you for your support. If you would like to support us even more, we have a website, ultraflexfootball.com. Or if you could like or subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube, that would be awesome. We would also really appreciate it if you would rate our show. Plus, of course, if you didn't like it, then maybe make a donation on our website so that we can make the show better, just for you. You can also leave us a voicemail on our website if there's something you'd like us to share or talk about, and then maybe we'll play it on the podcast. Once again, we appreciate all of you, and we look forward to talking random stuff again next week. Oh yeah, and some football.